almost been 3 months. This is my medicines. Also, y'all thinking that's part of pregnancy? No, I'm not pregnant. And I finally was able to get rid of the second time, but it took me 19 days to get rid of it. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a great day, a great night. My name is Brianna. We're doing part 3 of my hormone wellness journey. So before we get into more of this, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you guys don't want to miss any more videos. You don't want to miss any. They're going to be great. So make sure you guys do that. Push the subscribe and bell on the notification. Let's get into this. If y'all have been following around, part 2 was me going over a lot of my symptoms and how I was led to this doctor. And then part 2 was my kind of diagnosis and all that. So part 3 is how I've been feeling. It's been almost been 3 months since I did this. At the beginning of July is when I started getting all the medicines and everything figured out. And so I just want to kind of go over everything I've noticed so far. I know I'm far from totally being recovered, but I want to go over with just how I've been feeling and all of that. So y'all, this is my medicines. I'm holding it down because this one keeps liking to fall down. I take like 4 pills in the morning, 3 at night. I'm actually running low, so I should be taking another one at night, or I can't. I don't have to. I can change it around. Taking all of these, and first off, I just want to say I am feeling so much better. It's been 3 months and I have been seeing such a big difference and just feeling so great. I felt a big difference right off. So I just want to start kind of going over how I felt in all this. So I started taking them beginning of July, and one of the first things I started noticing, I mentioned before, I had memory and concentration problems. I was losing a lot of memories. It was really hard for me to focus and stay concentrated with a lot of things, which was weird because I used to say that was one of my skills. Like, I was really good at that. My memory has like slowly started to improve. The one thing that's frustrating is I'm definitely remembering things better and holding in information, but there's definitely still memories that I had from like childhood or things that I've learned that I'll suddenly think, I'll be like, I know that information, but I can't think what it was. And it's slowly been getting better, so I'm still hoping it will like totally come back and I'll get my memory all the way back, but until then we'll just see. But it has been a whole lot better that all coming back and remembering things. It's weird to not remember and know you should remember, but not be able to get that full memory back or what you're trying to think. So definitely be able to focus a lot more on what I'm trying to do, get a whole lot done. One thing I've been able to do is I sit down with a project if I'm like working, and I can just go and just get into this mode. And for the last year or so, I've not been able to do that. It's been very difficult for me to sit down and focus and get a whole lot done. So I've suddenly been able to do that again, which is great. It is probably a little stressful, but it's exciting for me to be able to be at that point where I can actually focus. And it was really nice too that this had started happening before the wedding, because like right before the wedding I really felt like there was a whole lot I needed to get done, and I was able to just focus on those and get them done. And it was a big blessing because before then it would have been a lot more difficult to get that done. So that was a big blessing for me. Another thing I noticed is I exercise, I eat really healthy, but I've always just felt like there was like my skin was always like bloated almost, that there was like this like line of fat that just would never go away. And I worked out, and I was working out really hard a lot too earlier this year. I'm not doing quite as well now, and nothing was really changing, and it was really surprising. Within like 2 weeks I lost I've not weighed myself, I don't really weigh, but I suddenly, looking in photos is when I noticed that we went and took bridal photos, and I looked at them and I was just so surprised because my face has thinned down, and then I started noticing like I lost like the weight around my arms and like over my whole entire body. It was like I lost this layer of fat. I've kind of done a little bit of research to it, and I think it was just more water weight. I don't think I lost a lot of weight from it, but I think my body, since it was so off, it was retaining water, and so it was like just this layer. So I lost that, and I just feel, not overall that I've lost a whole lot of weight, but I just feel more toned, and just like it feels better to look at myself, and not wonder like why that is, because I eat really healthy. I don't really restrict myself. I eat desserts and whatever I want, and I exercise. So I'm not like, it was always just weird to me that was happening. So that was a nice thing to notice. The next thing was not exhausted as much. I used to be so tired and exhausted, and it was just, not suddenly, but kind of over time, I think it got better and better. I can make it through the day and kind of start doing more tasks. And then it was like I didn't need to take naps anymore. I used to take at least a 5-minute power nap, sometimes longer, just to get through the day, and get through normal tasks. So that was a big thing that has been nice. And I actually didn't realize how good it was until I had a coworker ask me, they're like, are you making you take a nap? And I was like, well, I would take a nap, I'm not tired. She's like, what? She's like, you used to always be tired. And I was like, you're so right. I used to be tired all the time, and I have not been I'm definitely tired like a normal person, but it used to be, no matter how much sleep I got, I was just so exhausted, and it was like in my eyes, and I just felt so down. It'd be in the evenings, Logan would want to try to do stuff, and I was like zonked out. Like I was just so tired. I would just start to like drift off, and that was all of our dating, which I felt bad about, but I have a lot more energy now most nights. There's definitely there's been ups and downs and everything. There's been a lot of trying to rebalance stuff. But overall, I just feel better and more motivated and want to do more things that I love. And I can do them. It's not just me wanting to, because before I had the desire, I had my list and wanting to do everything I used to do, and I couldn't. I would get so tired and exhausted and just barely have enough energy to get up. And so now, since I can actually do stuff, I feel so much better. Another thing that I found is I'm usually happier. I'm in a better mood when you feel good. It's just easier to be happier. So that one's probably not as big, but it definitely has helped since I've been feeling better to overall just be like in a better mood, you know, and not have to push it as much. But it's been a lot easier to be in a good mood, if you know what I'm saying, which has been great. Another thing is I've not been as nauseous. Y'all know I have like a dairy allergy, and get sick over dairy, and I've been trying to incorporate it back, and that was a bad idea. But I would just get nauseous over everything, and that has improved a lot. I'm not really getting nauseous quite as much. It's still happening here and there, but it's definitely not as bad and not as often, which has been really nice. Okay, the next thing, it's hilarious to me, because it's just such a crazy difference, and I never thought this would happen. So all growing up, I had small boobs, and that's how it's been, and I loved them. Like, I had boobs, but they weren't that big. Didn't get really in the way, and they were great. So I really liked them, and they really I started noticing the growth after I got married. Is they've grown. So they used to be, so I used to be a 34B, and now I'm a 30 double D, at least last I measured. I don't know how it's possible from grow. One, I know part of that is I lost that weight, or I lost the water weight, and so I like went down in the number, and then I've also grown. My boobs have grown. So don't really like them, honestly. Like, I don't, like, they're okay, I'm not gonna complain. Like, they're there. I've never been someone who wanted big boobs, so if anyone wanted, I'm sure you'd love them. To me, I was like, really? They're really not that bad, but it's one of those funny things that happened from this. And it all happened because my body wasn't producing a lot of hormones that stopped their growth, and now they're growing. So that's what happens when it's going on. Also, y'all thinking that's part of pregnancy? No, I'm not pregnant. And I'll tell you why I'm completely sure. One thing I have had a problem with is my periods. So right before we got married, which was the end of July, I had an appointment with a nurse, and we were just kind of going over different things. And one thing is I'm definitely feeling better, and I have a lot more energy, but sleeping has been a problem. I wake up a lot to have to go to the bathroom at night, and I have to go do that. And so I don't always get like the deepest sleep. And so we were trying to bump up my progesterone. And so she's like, take double and that should help. And honestly, I didn't see like a big difference, maybe a little bit. I was seeing with that, but what ended up happening, so before we were married, had a completely normal period, everything was fine. And then a couple days after I started one, and that ended up lasting 11 days. And there's a lot going on with my body. One, there's all these hormones. Two, I'm getting married. We waited until marriage, so there's a lot of all that going on. Ended up going on for 11 days. It was a lot lighter, but it was still weird and strange to me. And honestly, it was it's hard when you're married and that's all happening. So then I had like a 7-day break, and I started up again, and it was like light and then heavy and light. And so originally the doctor, how we got it to stop the first time was he's like, just take more progesterone. So take like 3 and then 4 pills. He first takes 3 for a couple days and then do 4. And I was like, okay, great. So did that, it went away. Well, then I was like, okay, I'll try to do this for the second time. Well, then it just kind of kept going and going, getting worse. And so then I finally just totally went off it and then started taking a lower dose. And I finally was able to get rid of the second time, but it took me 19 days to get rid of it, which was really hard because, yeah, bleeding that much and having that many problems is really, I don't know, anyone, it would be difficult. And so we were trying to figure out that of what ratio of progesterone can my body do, can we do all that. So then after all this, I talked to the doctor. We kind of wanted to mix a couple of things up. So back on the lower dose of progesterone, not the double dose or anything. We switched out my thyroid to kind of help me get more energy because I was starting to crash again. And so we switched from one thyroid brand to another one. I take a thyroid pill in the morning before breakfast. So we put that in. I've also switched to, I have like a thyroid, like an iodine pill. And I used to take it in the morning, but I've been taking it more in the afternoon, around noontime, to help me kind of keep going. And that's been helping a lot with like the tiredness. Has been helping. So that was a big thing, which then I was happy because I just had a normal period. So we're really good there. And it was a lot lighter because I used to, for years, I had really heavy periods. So able to kind of keep it short and just have a normal one. So I'm just hoping it will stay this way, and we'll just keep going and seeing. And it's just been a balancing act to try to figure out everything and to get it at a point where I totally feel good. And I know it will take some time to get everything perfect, so I'm not feeling like I'm impatient of feeling it, because overall I'm like feeling 10 times better than I was. I'm able to get stuff done, feel more motivated, get a lot of things done, and I don't feel like I'm just gonna drop after. So that's been, hallelujah, a big giant blessing that I am so happy with. So I'm grateful for all that. So these are a lot of things I've been feeling. I'll keep updating you guys if you want. If you have any questions, let me know below. Send a message over on Instagram, and I'll just kind of keep you guys updated how I feel, any kind of changes and all that, with all that. So y'all don't want to miss another video. There's a lot of cool ones, a lot of fun stuff been planned. So make sure you subscribe, push the bell notification, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Have a great night, have a great day, great night. God bless.